r/AskReddit. Serious, what scares you the most about yourself? Lack of direction. It's a terrible, lonely feeling, right? For me it always felt like I was adrift at sea with no land or anything in sight. Just me drifting from one thing to another. Is it still like that, or did you find a path to go down? I find that having something to occupy your time, like a job you enjoy, or a stimulating hobby, helps to suppress that feeling. However, I do still get that lost feeling. I wish I could say that I don't feel that way, but I think it'll always be there, and that scares me. I mean, it's helped me to figure out who I am, and I enjoy doing, but I still don't know where exactly I want to be in life. I just want to be happy. I apologize if that's not the answer you were looking for, but I have to be honest. The fact that, when I really sit down and think about it, I can't really see the point to life, not in a suicidal way. It just seems like in the grand scheme of things everything I do is insignificant and unremarkable and will be forgotten. In the grand scheme of things you and I are all utterly fucking irrelevant. But to the people in our lives, who we love and love is, our impact is profound. Our small little sphere of influence. You don't have to look far to see a point to life, friend. Thanks for these words, stranger. A good reminder. I'm lazy. I have friends, we go out together, I have fun with them. But every time I have to go out it's almost a chore, even though I know I will have fun. It's as if I live in the moment and don't want to leave what was entertaining me. Be it my PC or phone, or whatever, I know it's better for me to go out, but the lazy part of me says, do we really have to go? I hate this feeling. I hate being friends with someone I don't feel like going out with, just because of my laziness. I have a similar feeling, only with me once I'm out with my friend or friends I'm fine. Maybe it's because I'm always the one going to them and no one ever comes to me. That might have something to do with it, but who knows. Actually it might be because there's nobody to motivate me, as my friends, most of them, have the same level of laziness. Yeah, you're absolutely right. The ability to lie without skipping a beat, it's scary how easy it is. I feel like I got this because it was a necessity as a child. The truth would get me punished very badly at times. Unfortunately it is just second nature now. Exact same reason why I used to do it. Also because I was a people pleaser. I feel that people pleaser part. Most of the lies I say aren't really lies in the moment. Like, I'll compliment somebody on their hat or their choice of wall color as a throwaway necessity to seem cordial. But really, I have no opinion whatsoever and just want to seem like I'm being social. The existential drought that leads me to make a lot of who gives a fuck decisions because ultimately, nothing matters. I cycle from this matters because I say it matters too, but why does it matter? It's meaningless quite often, and I rarely let it get the better of me. I worry it could lead me to bad irrational decisions that really affect my life, comparatively speaking, towards random day-to-day thoughts. My occasional homicidal thoughts. Gotta love those intrusive thoughts. Just remember those thoughts aren't you, it's only your brain being weird af. Gotta wonder where the line between intrusive thoughts and fixations begins though. I guess if you dwell on them, make plans. My explosive rage. This is my concern too. I also feel so violently angry about things at times. I can control it most of the time, but I worry I'll lash out or defend myself and be judged for it. I'm kind of the opposite. I rarely ever feel truly angry about something. Maybe it's genetics to some extent. My dissociative tendencies. My lack of confidence holds me back from doing anything. My brain. Schizoaffective disorder among other things make me question everything. I never know what's real and what isn't. Unsuccessful and lazy, have ego yet feel inferior to everyone, removed. If I have one drink, I will inevitably lose an indeterminate number of days. The last time I drank it was 6 days that are just a complete and utter black hole in my memory. I guess it's fortunate that I don't appear to do anything other than lay in bed and drink, rather than, say, driving around and running over kids or something. But it's still fucking terrifying to start drinking on Friday night and suddenly wake up the following Thursday, surrounded by empty bottles. I don't drink anymore. Do you know why that happens? There are lots of answers to that, but one is that people who have problems with addiction have brains that are wired differently than the average person. The differences are clearly detectable on brain scans, and, this is super important, they're detectable in childhood, before that person has ever used drugs or alcohol. This is true in several regions of the brain, but especially in the prefrontal cortex, which deals with decision making, impulse control, and risk assessment. There's probably a genetic component that's a factor, but that's not the whole story, because those neurological differences are strongly correlated with childhood trauma and attachment issues. It can happen later in life too, though. PTSD and substance abuse are also really strongly correlated, even when the PTSD is caused by an event that happened in adulthood. All of that is one reason why addiction is so difficult to overcome. The part of our brain that is supposed to tell us that drinking or smoking crack or shooting up or whatever is a bad idea doesn't actually function the way it's supposed to. How little I feel things, especially happy or joyful things. I can't remember the last time I was actually excited about something. I compare it to a really watered down drink. I know there's alcohol in there, but I can barely taste it. I also don't really get angry and forgive and forget pretty quickly, and I can only be angry or sad if I'm alone and away from other people. However, I pick up other people's emotions really easily, and their emotions will affect me more than my own. I often wonder what's wrong with me. Edit, it's comforting to realize I'm not alone. Edit 2, for those suggesting depression. I have been treated for it in the past, but with CBT I've been able to control it, unmedicated for about 7 years now. I recognize my cycles and spirals, and I'm able to pull myself out of them. I have talked to therapists about it. One therapist thinks I have difficulty expressing emotions and find it easier to follow someone else's lead. Stems from being a shy and awkward kid. Another, more spiritual, therapist says I'm a pretty strong empath and I repress my own emotions because they are overwhelming on top of everyone else's emotions. Negative emotions require more processing than positive ones, so I feel them more strongly because I have to process and let them go. I'm sure the answer is somewhere between the two. Without my medication, I can die within days from horrible internal bleeding, which is super painful. Without my medication, I would literally be dead. So I need to be sure to identify internal bleeding immediately and treat it. BTW, I have to stab myself with a needle into a vein to get the medication into my system. Many without the medication can die from a badly cut tongue. Polar opposite here. And amp, #X200B. Without my meds, I'd die of a blood clot within a few days, maximum. You guys should get together and have kids. A little of Colina, a little of column B, and boom. Healthy offspring. With the way my childhood went, *HELLNO**. I may have masochistic tendencies, ************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************ I never have real friends. I have contacts with people and bring them together and spawn a really good friendship in between the two. I have a few people that are inseparable with each other now that I introduced them. I can't make those friendships myself and only push others into these situations. It makes me super lonely. I like to say I'm known by all, but no need actual quote authored out. I just made it up because people know me, but I don't really know them and just set them up in a friendship. Edit. Also on top of that, I have an addictive personality, but I get bored really easily and quickly. So I'll be addicted to something, but be completely bored and miserable doing it, but I just can't stop doing it. The fact that I can suddenly and instantaneously remove any emotion from my thoughts or actions. It's a defense mechanism and totally necessary sometimes. How do you turn them on? My dad turned them off when I was child. time of 15. Why? Is there quick repair options in brains? Just remember, the emotions aren't gone, just disconnected. Unfortunately, I screwed up in reconnection and now cry at the drop of a hat for some things. I'm withdrawing from my friends. I'm afraid that it will be only a matter of time before they decide that I've moved on from them and then move on from me. I'm not sure how much help this is, but reach out to them and tell them that. I know you've already thought about that and wrote it off, but hopefully hearing from a fellow Redditor will give you the motivation. I've already told a few of them that I won't be in a state of mind where I can reply to messages quickly, and they seem to understand. However, I'm beginning to doubt how much of a good influence these people were on me when I was in more frequent contact with them, so I'm more ambivalent about the whole thing than I initially let on. I suspect that we are all examining ourselves and better realizing what we want out of a friendship, and that I'm not certain where to go from here. Anyhow, I do appreciate the encouragement. Make sure to like and subscribe.